means we can just count the number of different ranks there are. So going through a rank frequency list, excluding like position 0, because those are jokers, if they are greater than 0, meaning they are in there, we're going to increase present ranks. And the way this part of the if statement works is if present ranks equals 2, that means our 5 cards consist of 2 ranks, which can only happen if 2 of them are 1 and 3 are another, because otherwise it would have been 4 of a kind, which is better. And if we don't already have 2 ranks, the only other way this can happen is if we have 3 of 1 rank and 2 jokers, which those 2 jokers can become another rank, which means we have a full house. The flush simply is saying, is every card in the hand of the same suit, which we have a way to test that. So if present suits only has 1 thing in it, all the cards are the same suit. For the straight, we do a similar thing from earlier. So start index is rank frequency at 0, because how many jokers do you have? We're going to go that many ahead in the actual ranks array. And then we're going to, the verify hash set is just making sure you don't have, if you start at 6 and then you're checking to make sure that they're all within 5 values, well, another 6 is within that 5, but you don't want to have 2 6s, otherwise it's not a straight. So you add every value to verify, and if there's a duplicate, then it doesn't count. So then the way that works is it just runs through the ranks that are in it, that are in the rank thing. So there are no duplicate zeros. You start with a defined value in the hand, and you keep going. You add 1 to every unique value in range of that 5. And then if your count plus, in this case, start index is the number of jokers you have. I just wanted to use start index. If that equals 5, then you had enough to make a straight. With 3 of a kind, it works similarly to 4 of a kind. You just get what has the highest frequency in the hand. And if the highest frequency plus the number of jokers you have is greater than or equal to 3, or equal to 3 in this case perhaps, then you have 3 of a kind. And on to 2 pair. There are a couple ways you can have 2 pairs. You don't need to cover all these options because, well, 2 pair could be 4 of a kind or jokers. There's a better way to make hand most of the time. But regardless of that, create a variable called number of pairs. We loop through a rank frequency, and however many pairs you have, we're going to increase. Now, if you have 2 pairs, you have a 2 pair. And if you have 1 pair and 1 joker, that joker can be stuck onto an individual card to make another pair. That's 2 pairs. Or if you have 2 jokers, both those jokers can be stuck onto one of their own cards and make a pair. So we have a 2 pair. Now, 1 pair is you go through, count how many pairs you have through your rank frequency list with the number of pairs variable. And if you have 1 pair, or you have at least 1 joker, you have a 1 pair. Now, if none of those are true, you have a high card, because you have cards in your hand. Onto the last stretch, we have the custom class playing card, which will hold the values associated with playing cards. So it has the path to get to the front image and the back image vertical, and the back image horizontal. So if you wanted to have it standing up or laying down. We have the value of the hand, which is essentially the rank. We have the suit it is, so spades, hearts, clubs, diamonds. We have the Boolean saying if it's facing forward or if it's flipped over. And we have the image view, which is the image that we will be displaying on the screen. Well, here for future switching reference for image, we have the front image and the back image, just the picture we will be using. The playing card constructor handles assigning the values as they need to be and sets a rule on image. So the image displayed on screen, when you click it, it will call the rotate card method. And here's switch card. Should have had rotate card first, but oh well. Switch card is easy enough. If the card is facing forward, set the image to the back and say it's now flipped over. And if it is not facing forward, say it's facing forward and set it to the front image. That's important down here in rotate card. We create the Boolean mod because it's going to modify the direction that we rotate our cards. And if like that will say whether or not it's facing forward or not before we start the process, because it's going to turn if you try to reference whether it's front facing or not. Over halfway through, the answer will change. So we start our rotating animations. We create the node, which is the image we're going to use, and then this is basically switching it, rotating left or right, which is what mod does. So set from angle, we're going to always be on angle 0. And then you set it to angle, either positive 90 or negative 90, make it flip left or right, which is important so the image doesn't go 180 and then invert itself. You do it once. After the animation finishes, you call switch card. So now it's going to be referencing the back image. And then you do the exact same process on the animator to make it show the back of the card. And if you call it the other way, rotate card while it's on the back, it will start with the back and flip over, switch, and show the front. I believe that is the entire program.
And now we will run it. So it'll show up in a second. Alrighty. So in the top left here, we got it shuffling up there. We got our 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 different avatars, and it continues to loop through. We have our funds and our current bet. We got this that we mentioned, how it tells them what to put here. You can pick the number of decks. I think I'll go with 2 decks. And you can say bet 1, it'll put it in there. Bet max, it'll put that. But I'll start off with, just a bet 1. And then I could even add 5 onto that number and press enter. That's my bet. I could even type 50 and it changes my bet to 50 now. Now once I'm ready, I click deal and it'll make bet disappear and deal disappear, so I make sure I don't click it wrong. Now that I have my cards, I've got a 10. I'll choose these to discard, so we have them flip over and we changed it to discard. Then I'll draw this. And, I didn't win anything. So my funds were subtracted, my bet's back to 0, I'm back to starting. I'll bet max, but I want to bet way more than I have. So then I press enter. Ooh, but it only lets me bet what I have. Same thing if I want to be like negative 900 to be weird, or 99, it'll bring it to 0. So that's bet 9. And even if I hold some of these and click deal, it'll still get rid of them. That happens occasionally. But I'm pretty sure that just typically happens if you held one down. And running it, I got it back. And I'm going to go 66. Bet that, deal that. Got these. I got a 7, 8. Oh, is that a straight? 7, 8. Oh, I'm missing a 9. Ooh, maybe I'll get lucky. Ooh, I did get, yeah. So that's the program. The animation does happen, but I'm not sure how to just make sure it'll show up for us. Got the shuffling animation. Oh, here's a 3 pair. Maybe I'll get a 4 pair here. Nuts. But it does happen. We just sadly don't have enough time to show it here today. You can see in the code and run it yourself, and it will run. And I'll say goodbye to that. Want to say bye, Nick?
I would love to. But yes, we would have to change enough of the program to show it manually with that animation that it seems to defeat the purpose of recording how the code works and then changing it. So thank you for staying with us tonight. Thank you. Goodbye for me.